Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is a little bit more of a different video. I'm going to try to do a story time. Never done one of those before. This is a video that I've been wanting to do actually for like a really long time since this happened, and I was like, okay, now's the time to finally do it. So just a little disclaimer, I'm comfortable hearing stuff about hospitals, is what happened to me last year in like April, end of April to beginning of May. And getting my wisdom teeth removed, which I did not know was going to be such a scary, stressful thing for me to go through. So basically what happened was, obviously, you have your wisdom teeth, they grow in, time to get them removed. Everyone, not everyone, but lots of people have to go through that, and it was my time to go do it. I had 3 to get removed, so I go to the dentist. I was awake for the whole thing, which was fine. They numbed it. I had top, bottom on this side and top on that side. They got it all out. Okay, didn't seem like there was any problems, and the whole time before like I went in for it, they were like, okay, there's this really rare chance that like they could get infected, but that never happens to anyone. Yeah, that happened to me. They finished with it. I went home. Didn't seem like there was anything wrong. I was just like told like be careful and stuff. I wasn't given any medication though. Then the next day my face was still like obviously very puffy, very swollen from the whole thing. So I got my wisdom teeth out on Thursday, and so on Saturday my face was still very swollen and I was starting to be like a lot of pain. I was having a hard time to swallow. I actually like couldn't really sleep laying down. We got like a lawn chair and put it in the living room with like a blanket for me, and I had to kind of sleep sitting up because I like just couldn't lay my head back. It didn't feel good. I couldn't swallow. My cheeks were still very big, starting to be in a lot of pain. Then Sunday was like the worst day ever. I was in so much pain. My cheeks were like literally like this big. Like, no joke. I'm not gonna put the pictures because those are just disturbing, but like my cheeks were huge and like they were hard from like touching. Barely eat food, it hurt, and drinking water was hard. I had called the dentist and they were like, oh, if there's an infection you have to wait at least 5 days. So I didn't have anything. I was just taking like 3 ibuprofen every 2 hours, and that wouldn't even help with pain. I was in so much pain. I was trying to ice my face and that hurt too much. It was just awful day. Monday was basically the same thing. I was doing pretty bad pain. Then I went to the dentist on Tuesday, and I was like actually like had such bad fevers. I had like a dream that night, like Monday night, that I was like there was a bowl of noodles falling on me and I couldn't breathe. I was like really full swing infection right now. The dentists obviously they messed up. They didn't do a great job. In the end they send me flowers and stuff, and we don't go to that dentist anymore because they handled the situation not well. So went into the dentist, they're like, oh yeah, it's infected, and you're like, you think? Gave me some antibiotics and prescribed me some like major painkillers. So then on Wednesday I was doing so much better because I was on so much drugs. Family friend who was like a surgical nurse found out what was kind of going on with me, and he just felt like he should come over just like to check it out. And so he came over on Wednesday night. So he kind of looked at it and he was like, all right, you need to go to emergency because there's so much, like, because what it is, it's like making my face so poofy is pus. And there's so much buildup in my face that like the buildup doesn't have anywhere to go. And because in my face, there's not very much room in your neck, obviously. And so it's just like building up, and it's gonna slowly go down the side of your neck. And eventually it's gonna block your airway, and then you're gonna have a couple minutes before you're gone because you won't be able to breathe if it's blocking your airway. So he told us that, and obviously that was really scary. I've never had to go to the hospital for anything before. I haven't broken a bone. I've only had to go to the dentist. So we're waiting in emergency, and I think I go into like surgery at like 1 or 2 a.m. But it wasn't like proper surgery room. It was like there's the hallway and there's like a little curtain in between where they're operating on me and where people walk, so it's not like full scale. And just had my own bed. My mom was actually sitting like in the hallway right outside of the door so she could hear everything. And something I always like, because I've never been anesthetized before, they just put this mask thing on me and was like telling me like, okay, take deep breaths. I was taking deep breaths and it smelled kind of weird. And then they told me, all right, the whole room should be spinning. And I was like, oh, it's spinning. And then I was out, like the whole room was like whipping around. Then my mom and I, we drove home. They, like, I looked on the mirror, they didn't really look like they had, like, the whole thing that they were supposed to be doing was draining the buildup out of my face. And my face looked the exact same. So I'm like, what even is that? And for some reason, I forget why, but my mom said that I had to go back in, like, because it was Wednesday night that I went, and we had to go back Thursday. I think they wanted to give me more antibiotics or something. So we still had to go back to the hospital the next day. But my mom just like they didn't do it. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. There's something like, your face still looks really bad, and I was still having issues swallowing. And that right there, just having issues like swallowing, is like a clear sign that like it's starting to hit your airway. So that's just like scary all on its own. Go into the hospital, they give me the IV, and then we wait in emergency all morning because I want to see a different doctor because we still don't feel something's right. So wait a couple hours, then I'm able to see a doctor. And before, like the night before, they just said it was like scar tissue or something, which like, yeah, we need to get you to like this other hospital that's even bigger than this one, which was a bit farther away. So they wanted to put me in for like a CT scan just to make sure that that was not scar tissue, that it was actually just pus buildup that they needed to get out. So this whole time, I obviously was in a lot of pain and obviously was scared to like go into surgery and everything, but it never really like dawned on me how serious the situation was. You always have like, at least for me, I just like feel like I have this mindset like, you know, bad things happen and stuff, but like I'm not gonna die from this. Like this is bad, but like it's just, I'll be fine. Doctor's like, okay, just to prepare you for the surgery, like it's in the morning and I'm gonna go to surgery at night. You can't eat or drink anything. I mean, I was like, drink anything? I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't have water? And I was kind of shocked. So I was like, and he was like completely like straight faced, didn't try to sugarcoat it or anything for me. He's like, you won't have anything. And he was so serious with me. And I was just like, whoa, like the way that he was very direct, very blunt, like you need to go in today. I was like, okay, maybe this is actually a big deal. Maybe this is scarier than I think it is. Then I went for the CT scan. Yes, it was pus. They gave me more antibiotics to like prep me for the surgery. Then it was like everything started going wrong. Then as my mom and I are like driving back home, our vehicle breaks down. Like it's so random. Some really nice people jumped out of their truck and pushed us off the side of the road, like onto like a different road where we weren't on the main highway. And then my grandma comes, picks us up, takes us to our house. Then my grandpa comes, picks us up, and then drives us to the hospital, which is like an hour and a half away. We went to emergency. We had to wait in emergency for like 10 minutes. Like super quick, they knew. So then we go into this different room. The doctors are like very, very nice people. Appreciate them so much. So then they told me what they're gonna have to do is they're gonna have to stick like a tube down my throat while I'm awake to like for breathing before they start the surgery, and that they're gonna make this cut on the outside of my neck. Up shot if you can, right here. Make a cut on the outside of my neck, and they're gonna drain it all. But there is a 20% chance with making that cut that they're gonna hit a nerve that makes me smile. So that'd be like, whoops, so I did smile. They didn't. And they gave me some clothes to change into, like the whole hospital outfit. I could not figure out those shoes. They were like not normal shoes. They were like these like weird slipper things that were just material, but I put them on sideways. I could not figure them out. They were very weird. So then I had to say goodbye to my mom, and that was really scary to like say goodbye and be like, all right, well next time I see you, I'll be done this surgery. There was lots of rules about who you could have be in the hospital. So like there was lots of rules, like the only people who could be in were my parents, then I don't remember anything. And then so they originally were gonna stick the tube like down my throat, but because there was so much pressure in my jaw, I couldn't actually open my mouth wide enough. So they had to stick it down my nose. And I do remember that. I just remember looking at the thing that they're like going towards me. I was like, that's not my throat. So then I go through the surgery, they drained it, everything went really well. So because I was young enough, I got to go into the pediatrics wards, which is where all the like young children are, where the moms having babies are. And I was so blessed to have my own room. So I had my own room all to myself. I had my own bathroom. I had a couch so my parents could sleep on the couch. I was in the hospital for 5 days afterwards. I had a tube hanging out of my neck. The first few nights I had like fevers and stuff. But then it was all okay. I still couldn't eat any food because of the tube and stuff. They wanted this to be closed up before I started just eating food. They don't want food to come out my neck. So I was only allowed like clear fluids. So I could like have like water, ginger ale, ice, and like broth. And like they took the tube out, they stitched it back up. Then for a few months afterwards, there was like the littlest bit left in my face. So like for like 2 months afterwards, I'd say there was always like a little bit of poofiness on this side. Yeah, that was my experience. It was really crazy. I hope that never happens to anyone with wisdom teeth. The things that I learned was like second opinions are so important. Like, all right, well, this person says it's fine. If you feel it's a little bit off, maybe you should talk to someone else just to see if your wisdom teeth removal goes well and then it's not like me. But anyways, yeah, thank you for watching and I will see you in my next video.